few years ago, I reached out to a prospect, and after several follow-ups, he finally accepted to work with me. And why? Because the other recruitment agency were not able to deliver the right profiles and even less to keep the pace. So the client was hiring software engineers with a very specific skill set. And even though delivery and finding candidates has always been one of my biggest strengths, how could I succeed where so many of my competitors failed? And if you want to know how I managed to deliver and how they eventually became one of my biggest clients and how I managed to replicate this model with many other clients, stay until the end of the video. So as a recruiter, when you are looking for candidates, here is what you do. There is LinkedIn, job boards, job ads, your database, network, referrals, marketing, a candidate pipeline that you build proactively. But what if none of this is working? To answer this question, you have to realize that your ability to deliver relies on the following model. In this model, there are 3 components, and we will keep the top for the end, so bear with me because it's very interesting. We will start with the basis where you have the process and your responsibility in the process. And that part is very important because there are so many things that you can already do here to improve your delivery, and I will explain you how. Because if the process is too long, if the process is too heavy, if you have to chase for the feedback, the consequence will be that even if you manage to initially deliver on the job, even if you found candidates, you will lose many of them in the process anyway. And if the process is longer than it should be, then it will increase the competition, which means a higher risk to get your offer rejected or to have to increase your initial offer. So the first thing to do to fix your delivery problem is to clarify and optimize the process. No surprise, no additional step out of nowhere. No hesitation to make an offer to a candidate who has been validated because the client wants more choice. A clear process will avoid that. You want the process to be as short and efficient as possible. And the second question, what is your responsibility in the process? Do you realize how much time do you waste trying to book an interview between the client and the candidate? All the back and forth only because you are not involved in the decision-making process. And not only it is extremely time-consuming, but also you lose control. And it is much harder for you to get the candidate interest for the role and to get his commitment. So after the process optimization, the second way to fix your delivery problem is to get the right commitment to work the job. You need a client who empowers you as a recruiter, which means that you do the first screening and you validate the candidate for the next step. You already have slots available in the client agenda, so you can book the interview right away and there is no back and forth. And lastly, no competition if any, because in a candidate-driven market, it is counterproductive to work with more than 2 agencies on the same job anyway. But what if the process is good, you have the right commitment to work the job, but still, you are not able to deliver? Then we get to the last part of our model, which I call the recruitment dilemma. Because as I always say, recruitment is not easy, but recruitment is simple. And if you are still not able to deliver at this stage, there are only 2 things that you can do. And I mean in recruitment in general. Either we increase resources, which means more budget for job ads, job boards, LinkedIn, marketing and employer branding, to test new tools, or to develop the internal recruitment team to hire more recruiters, or to hire a recruitment agency, but also to increase your initial offer or to upgrade your salary grids. That's the first alternative. And the second alternative is to reduce the requirements, the technical skills, the seniority level. Are we okay to sponsor work permit, to work with freelancers, to work with people with no degree or no certifications? Are we okay with remote? That's what I'm always saying to my clients when they're complaining about the market or the difficulty to hire. There is no other way to find candidates. It is always one or the other. Either you increase resources or you reduce the requirements. And this is how you get flexibility, using your market knowledge. Based on my experience helping similar companies within your sector, you should either upgrade your budget for the salary or you should target less experienced people. This is why you have been struggling to find the right candidate so far. So you see, when I was being asked what I was doing to be so good at finding candidates, many expected me to come up with a very creative and innovative solution. And maybe there was other things that I was doing well, but when I look at it closely, there is certainly one thing in common. The clients where I performed the best were those where I was doing the first screening. I already had slot in the client's agenda to plan the second interview straight away. I had a clear process and I had a very low or no competition. So the truth is, when you are struggling to find candidates, the problem comes from a lack of control, unrealistic expectation from the client, a lack of commitment, too many recruitment agencies working on the same job for too little potential candidates. We spend our days on the same platform. We can't create more candidates than there is. And I understand that it is challenging to get that commitment. I'm not saying it's not. but it comes with two things. First, use this model to demonstrate to your client that it is in his best interest to empower you. Long process and unnecessary back and forth will make him lose and miss top candidates, and it will increase the competition. Number two, accept to walk away if the client doesn't value your work or if he has unrealistic expectations. You should rather use the time to find a better client, and it is a rookie mistake that we all did, but trust me, you are wasting your time. And if you want to become a successful recruiter and be performing consistently, that is exactly what I'm explaining in this video. But before leaving that one, please leave a comment, like, subscribe, and share the video with any fellow recruiter who can find any value in this video. Thank you very much. See you next week.